Okay. Um, Hello and welcome everyone. Today is March 24th and this is the Metal3 Community meeting. Just a reminder that this meeting will be recorded and posted later on the Metal3 YouTube channel. If you have any items that you want to discuss today, then please go ahead and add it to the agenda. Also, please add your name in the attendance list. I will also share the link to the document if you want to add any items to the agenda. So as usual, we give an introduction round for newcomers to the community. If there is someone new on the call, please give us a brief intro about yourself and your interest in the Metal Cube. So meanwhile, I will try to mute my microphone. Okay, I think there is no one new on the call, then let's get started. So the first item is from Ravi, requesting reviews on a couple of PRs. Ravi, do you want to give an update?
Actually, it's been 1 week. 1 week we have raised the PRs and we didn't receive any update or review from any of the guys. So if the community can help us review it, it will be great. Hello.
Thank you. Anyone has any comments or feedback on the PRs? I think the proposal got merged, right, for this
Yes.
implementation. I remember like 2 weeks ago, I think it was merged, but not the PRs. I'm personally not familiar with this repo, but I would ask people who are involved in this repository to have a look and help reviewing the pull requests.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So if no questions on this, let's move on. The next item from Andrea, asking for the feedback, I see.
Hi. Yes, thanks. About this point, since this proposal is hanging from a week or so, it should be pretty simple. It's coming from a problem found by Sherry during some developments. It's about awakening a resource that it's waiting due to higher error counts. So when a resource goes into an error condition, our retry mechanism delays the gap for higher values of error count. In some cases, if you have a fix that does not trigger the reconcile loop, would be useful to have a mechanism to force the re-evaluation of the current state. So this is the focus of this proposal. So I'd like to ask for additional comments before moving on. Thanks.
Thank you, Andrea. I would like to also have a look, probably today or latest tomorrow, but I would also ask the same from other folks to review the proposal, and then at some point we could also agree maybe on the lazy consensus if everyone agrees with what has been proposed here. Any questions or comments to Andrea?
So I hadn't seen this before. I was just reading through it now, or reading through the issue. Did we ever establish why just changing the wrong config didn't reconcile right away?
Mostly, yeah, because Sherry had some situations where the change couldn't retrigger the reconcile loop. So he had to wait a very long time for something that does not affect the resource. The initial discussion was about resetting the error conditions, which personally I do not consider correct. This proposal was just to shorten the waiting gap, but still keeping the error count set, so maintaining the error status for the resource, just avoiding to wait longer period in case the fix was affecting something that for some reason do not retrigger the reconcile loop.
Okay, yeah, I'm just not clear on why this is needed, because I agreed with your first comment that if you give it a wrong image, then changing it should be enough to trigger immediate reconciliation. So it'd be nice to know what wasn't behaving the way we expected.
Yeah, that was also the expected normal situation. I mean, the fact that if there is a problem, you change something and you change something in the resource and the reconcile is really big.
Yeah, I have another read through this after the meeting.
I have a question. So isn't it so that currently if the situation because of which the error occurred initially, if that situation is resolved, so on the next count of the error count, when it's increased, it will check it or reconciled it automatically to check if the situation for which the error was coming has been gone or not? Isn't this something by design automatic or?
Sorry, can you repeat it? I didn't get your point definitely.
I am not completely aware of how the error count currently that is implemented, because I don't recall that but if I understood correctly, it was so that the error count increases to actually wait for the error to go away for a certain amount of time, and then it gets reconciled again. But what if the situation for which the error was coming, like for example, the image change, we actually do that change, and then how long would it wait for the next reconciliation to happen? Is it that max error count and then it will reconcile?
Yes, it depends on the current value of the error count. The cough is calculated using that value. So if for any reason your change does not generate an event that is captured for a listen to, and the reconciliation loop does not get retriggered, the situation is not going to change. In any case, we put a maximum limit on the error count, but even in that case, since it's exponential, for higher values, the delay could be even some hours.
Okay, yeah, got you.
Any other questions? Okay, if no, then let's move on. Thank you, Andrea. Yeah, the next one is just a small kind of request or just update. If there is someone interested to do the facilitation of this meeting, like community meeting, don't hesitate to do it and just let us know. We can always just rotate it, and if you're interested, you can do 1 week or even more if you're interested, and like we can decide. So it's not that only one person has to do it. So if there is someone willing to and interested, just let us know. So, and the next one also for me, I wanted to ask a review on the proposal in BMO. So this is actually long-running PR, and this is related to reintrospection or reinspection API implementation. The proposal was merged long ago. It's my bad that I didn't finish it earlier. But there is only one question that is needed to be decided. We were discussing it with Andrea on the pull request and wanted to hear from Zane, especially like opinions. So the problem is that we have, let me open the change. I was looking for, okay, I'm struggling to find the place. Oh yeah, I think it's this one, yeah. Sorry for that. So basically in the inspect hardware methods, we have right now, actually I had a link here. I can maybe open from here. Yes, in the inspect hardware, we have this flag force, which is doing something that I'm not aware of, to be honest. So, and in the introspection or inspection API, I need another flag that I will be passing to force another inspection. So initially I was trying to use new flag, like force new, for example, just expanding this. But then we saw that it's not a good idea and we could rely on the force. But Andrea was commenting that we should maybe not rely on the force and introduce a new flag like force new or something else. So I just wanted to hear if that's okay to do, or could we instead just use the force flag?
Okay, I can look at it. What that flag does right now is basically if you go into there and get the state of the node and the state is inspect failed, if force is false, then it'll say, okay, we've just finished an inspection that's failed, and it will report the error. If false is true, that's basically the controller saying, yes, we know it failed last time, please start a new one, and ignore this error because it's just the same error that you've already reported. So it's just kind of an artifact of us not, having any state across reconciles, or the ironic provision, it doesn't have any state across reconciles. Obviously, the bare metal host does, and that's how it's setting the flag. So that's what it does. It is possible that we may be able to reuse it, but I would have to check the patch. I can do that. I'll add it to my list. I was away for 6 weeks, so I have I need to declare notification bankruptcy, basically. So stuff that people have tagged me in and reviews that have been assigned to me, I haven't looked at all of them yet, so, or even many of them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of lost in the noise, but yeah, I can get to that after this.
Sure, thanks a lot, no problem. Yeah, just whenever you have time, just take a look and just leave the comments, and then we can move on from there. Thank you.
No worries, thanks.
Okay, so the next item from Kashif, request for the review on the pull request, I think.
Yeah, it's a proposal. It's a small change in the Metal3 data template just to make it mutable. So if you have time, please do a review. I have one round of review already from Mile, mostly like cosmetic changes. So I'll just push it once if there is any major review. But this is a small change and it's kind of needed pretty quick for us. So I don't know if we can put lazy consensus on this.
Maybe you could also give a just quick just update what it
So basically by design, by default, actually Metal3 data template was not designed to be actually mutable. But then if there are changes in the spec, for example, the network data or metadata, in that case, we are actually introducing a new template reference, so that because it's actually referenced in a secret, and even if we make it mutable, the problem is the secret won't get like updated. So the idea here is to just use a new template, but then use a reference to the old one, so that when an upgrade is happening, the new template is taken away, and it understands that it was actually created by an old template. So just introducing a new field in the spec, which is the template reference. That's actually the smallest introduction. Like if you go up a little bit, yeah, so this template reference, there was in spec, if you go down, yes, there, like line 286 or something like that. It will just like, that's a way of like referencing to a template, which that's it. And by that, the data template will know that if it was created using an old, or the Metal3 cube data will know if it was created using an old template. And the way to refer to these for existing implementation is also like proposed in the proposal. So just have a look. I'll try to open a draft PR if there is no major issue with this.
Great, thank you. Any questions or any comments on the proposal or the change of the existing proposals? Okay, if no, maybe like if you also have time, please go ahead and review the proposal. I think I was also reviewing it, Kashif, because I think I had some comments but didn't finish it. So I'll also take a look. And then like if there are no any other comments by the next week, maybe we could then agree on the lazy consensus.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, it seems the end of our agenda today. If there is still some items that you want to discuss, please use the moment. Actually, I will use the moment and ask one question. So there was an issue recently opened in BMO. I think it's this one. Yeah, so the problem is that in the BMH manifest, once it's provisioned, or once it's even like ready before the provisioning, I think we previously had under the status, under the hardware, RAM megabytes, oh, maybe bytes field that was showing the RAM of the host. So it was there, I believe, because we had a presentation that we made like 3 months ago, and at that time I just took the YAML manifest from the existing cluster, and I saw from the slide that I have that field. But right now it's not there, even in our CI that's running every day. We still don't see it. Nothing has changed from the, like, let's say Metal3 event, where we still have that like a RAM size, right, for the VM, like, but the field for some reason is not there. Just wanted to ask, the field still in the API. I see it in the in bare metal operator that it still exists, but for some reason we are not able to see that in the manifest of the BMH that is provisioned. So just wanted to ask if someone has any idea. Like, I can see it in the CRD, and I can see it probably in the type.
Yes, so the field's marked emit empty, as you can see right there, top of the screen. So it means if it's 0, it's not going to show up. So I would bet that something has changed in Ironic. That means we're not actually getting that data anymore.
Right.
And you should be able to check that. I believe we log the whole response from the Ironic inspector. should be logged in bare metal
Okay.
operator logs.
Okay.
And yeah, it's kind of hard to read, but if you use my magic logging script,
Yeah.
then that makes it easier. But yeah, it sounds like maybe something's changed there in the format that we're getting back from Ironic. So that's a big thing to check.
Yep, I can check it definitely. Thank you. All right, if no other items to discuss, then thank you everyone for joining and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.